This is my first Flosstube video and I thought I would just share with you what I've been up to in terms of hand stitching rather than machine stitching, which is what you normally see on this channel. It's super bright in the conservatory today, so I'm trying not to squint, but it's really bright, and that also leads me on to why I started doing cross stitch. I sew in our conservatory, as many of you know. We have a glass roof, and in the winter time it is quite miserable to be in here because it's really dark and it's just cold and it's uninviting. And rather than lug machines in and out of the dining room and put them back again, I thought that I would try and do something where it's a bit more perhaps slower pace, but I can just pick it up and do it as and when, and it's quite contained rather than big machines and big bulky fabrics and things. So I decided to do cross stitch. I went onto Etsy and I wanted a modern design. Now this printed out funny because I was running out of coloured ink, so it's not the colour, doesn't really show the true colour, and I'm not sure what went wrong, whether it's just printed it large or what, or because it doesn't come out this big. I think that perhaps, so what it is, there's 4 pages. I'm probably not going to get this in the right order now. Let me see if I've got a picture of the whole thing. Oh, here we go. So this is just in the black and white. I'll come back. So it's just lots of succulents, so cactus and succulents. This is obviously the black and white version. I think that this is perhaps the size it should be, but it printed out in 4 pages of A4, so it's come out like this. Hang on a second, and I don't think they'll put this together in the right order. So it's like that, but yeah, the green, if you can see, it's gone blue, it should be green. So I have referred on my iPad to the actual design from Etsy to kind of like get the colours, and when I got this I didn't realise that it actually would tell you the specific, is it the oh, you can tell I'm new to this, the name of the specific brand of the thread. So I went into a fabric shop near me and I went to get some threads, and they were a different brand to what everyone else says. So this is actually keyed up at the bottom. Oh, DMC floss. So at the bottom it has all the key for it, but then I found out that I'd bought some embroidery, you know, like some cross stitching, you know, embroidery silk floss. But it was a different brand, so then it wasn't numbered and it didn't match up. So I thought I would just kind of make it up as I go along. Now some of you might be horrified by that. Like I said, I'm a beginner at this and I just didn't want to have it to be too structured and too stressy. So this is where I'm at. Oh, everything's falling on the floor. So this is where I've got to. And this is the current bit. Now my stitching is not the neatest, and I have gone, I know that you should go do like all one way and then go back and cross stitch them off, but then I found, also I was looking at the pattern, I found that I've either bought too small a thing, so like too many squares. Oh, right, some of you are going to be screaming at this the screen because I don't know all the technical term, because this is, like I said, this is my first floss tube, but the count, is that what it's called, like however many like holes per inch or something, I think, isn't that how it's worked out? Whether I should have gone for a bigger one because I couldn't see the blimmin' thing. I found that my eyesight is getting worse, so I'm doing this, but some of them, the stitches have gone a bit skew width because I couldn't actually see to count how many were like colours and then how many I needed to like leave. So yeah, so like on here, just going by, I think a lot of people have done like sort of grid, like done like sewn like grid lines kind of thing, and then gone by like a grid on here. Like I said, this didn't really, I don't know if it had instructions with it or not, I think it was just the pattern. And I'm kind of making it up as I go along. Now I had some threads anyway. These were, my mum had them hanging around from like years ago because she used to do embroidery. A couple of times she got a photograph and then she then did an embroidery of that photograph. I wish I had them so I could show them. I don't know if she's still got them, but she used even things like the netting that oranges come in, like the plastic sort of mesh, and she sort of like wove that in to give a bit of texture to the picture, so it was quite you know, like three-dimensional. But yeah, so she used to do this, and she's done lots of different crafts and stuff, and so she just gave them to me. So it's an assorted thing, and it did have some greens in there, but then I bought, is this, oh, I can't remember which one is which I bought. Yeah, so this is the brand, I think. So it didn't have, I think that will focus. Yeah, so it doesn't have like the number on it. So I didn't know if, oh, there is a number near the barcode, but I don't think that tallies up with the other type of thread. So I'm literally going by colour. And the other thing is that when I went to continue, so I started it in the living room because I was doing it over Christmas time. I started it, and then I came to the conservatory the other day to finish off one of the plant pots, and I realised that I'd used a different colour brown, and the light had made it look completely different. I'm also finding that, because I went to opticians last year, she said, oh, you're now getting to the age where you're going to have to like hold things like further away, and I was like, no, that can't be right. This year, in the last couple of months, I'm finding that I can't fully focus here and I'm having to hold it back, which is not very good for up close work. So whether I need some kind of magnifier, because she did, they did quote me for another pair of glasses, but it's like quite a lot of money, so I thought, well, I'll just carry on holding things further away for free and keep with these glasses. So that is that one. And where is it gone? Hang on. I bought a kit a couple of years ago, and it was from a cross stitch company called Caterpillar Cross Stitch, and it was a Christmas one. I just thought I'd give it a go, and it was a Christmas jumper, but I've gone wrong. So it came in a grey fabric, and I've kind of got a bit off the grey fabric, but this is only as far as I got with it. So because when it comes to the sleeve, so like I'm on these like green stripy bits here, I counted wrong, and so it's gone up too far, or I think on one side, and I can't undo the stitching, so it's just sort of left. I'll show you the back. It's not the neatest on the back because I did the worst thing ever, I think, and knotted the thread on the back rather than just enclose it in a loop, which I know, that's terrible. I'll be kicked off Flosstube, won't I, for doing everything the wrong way around. So I have that, and from doing the kit, it told me that I had to get the threads and then just take 2 off and then just use 2 threads. And so my question to you, please feel free to leave some helpful advice in the comments below. With this tub of thread, should I keep it like this and then just take off, cut a length and then take it into the strands, or should I separate the colours that I think I'm going to use, like the greens? Should I separate that into strands of like 2 and wrap them around some card? I think it needs sorting. But I'm also getting a bit bored of just using green, so I am thinking of getting like a second project on the go, which is a bit more bright and cheerful with different colours. And so trying to use some of these up to save me buying lots. But I don't know, what's the best way of doing it? I've seen people with a big like clear organiser which have all like colours in that they need for that specific project, but I don't know if they've just wrapped, like taken that off and wrapped it, or whether you're cutting them in lengths and then like doing them, or just getting a whole thing and doing it too. I don't know, so let me know what I should be doing, because I'm really not sure in that one. But I found that on Etsy, I quite like the modern patterns and designs, because I always used to think that cross stitch was a bit old-fashioned, because I used to do, when I was a child, I did some tapestry, which I found was quite easy to do because the fabric already has the colours printed on them, attach it to a frame, and then I would just do the tapestry until the wool ended up like spinning around and ended up in a knot. That would be the frustrating thing, and you try and pull it through and then you like ripped a hole in the tapestry. I was maybe a bit impatient when I was younger. But I tried that, so I thought, but I always thought, oh. But now I found some, looks at some really modern designs, I'm just going, oh, I could do that, I could do that, or that. So I need to slow down and do something easy, but I'm thinking maybe I need to do it on a larger thing for the larger holes just because I can't blooming see the thing. So if any of you wear glasses and are short-sighted, but are having that sort of like turning into long-sighted type thing, let me know if you've got any tips for what I should be doing. I want to treat this as a hobby which I can sort of take on the go. So if I take my son to the gym and I'm sat in the car park for like 45 minutes, rather than having a nana nap, I actually have a bag that I can just zip. Like I've got these zip pouches where I just bought a few of them just to keep projects in. I mean, I might make some project bags. That could be something I could be useful. But I could have a bag which has all the bits in, and then I could just do it and then pop it back in the bag, and it's like an on-the-go project. But I'm just not really sure what to do next. So I'm going to continue with the cactus and with the plants. I think the Christmas jumper, I think that's a bit beyond help, and if I do it, I've gone off the grey fabric, the background of the grey, but I am thinking of doing something, maybe little designs. I've seen one, Rosary Apparel, I don't know if you see her, she has a sewing channel, and she did a stitch a day for like a year or something, and she had a little sort of emblem, a symbol which represents what she did that day. I think she was doing something exciting like living in Japan for 6 months rather than going to work and doing school runs like I do, so I don't think that would be particularly exciting. But the fact that you could just do one little design, then it's done, then you're on to the next thing. So let me know, where's the best place to start? Am I just overwhelming myself, or is it a good idea to have more than one thing on the go at the time? You'll see that I'll show you some footage of my conservatory. It is a bit of a mess at the minute because we've got things from the garage which are being stored in here, but I'll show you where the plants are. So I've got these plants, which is why I'm thinking of doing this succulent cross stitch, so I can have that up. But I don't want to do too many things for the conservatory because it's south facing and we get so much sun it will just fade and it will just be such a shame. But I would like to get some artwork or something on the walls because our walls are quite bare and they have been for many years. So I hope that you will welcome me to your Flosstube community, and that you will keep in touch, and that you'll post any helpful comments for getting started down below.